Hi, this is my Camtasia screencast for the Google Doc Basics workshop that the Google Ninjas at Granite Hills High School are putting together. So, where we're going to start today is in our Google Drive. Remember, when you log into Google Chrome, you have the option to choose all of these Google applications. If you click on the triangle, that will get you to Google Drive. You can also create docs in the Google Docs application, but I'm going to show you how to do it from Drive today. The first thing you want to do is find the New button. When you click on the New button, you're going to select Google Docs. A new Google document will appear, and you'll notice that at the top it says Untitled Document. So let's go ahead and fix that right away. The easiest way to rename your document is to simply click on the name Untitled Document and a box will appear. Now you can rename the document anything that you like. Up here is your toolbar that has a lot of the basic features that you will be using when creating a Google document. Here is the print button. These two arrows are undo and redo, so if you make a mistake you can undo it, or if you decide that you want to add something back in that you previously deleted, you can redo it. You also have a paint format if you wanted to add some color to the document. Here is the view. Right now it's at 100%, but you can choose to make it larger, smaller, or fit to screen. Here is where you can decide what kind of text you want. I have it set for the default of normal text, but you can also choose a title, a subtitle, headings, etc. Here's where you can choose the font. It'll automatically default to Arial, but there are other fonts that you can choose. The ones that you've used most recently will appear at the very top, but all the ones that are included within Google Docs are down here in the list as well. This is your font size. Again, it automatically defaults to font 11, so if you like to make it bigger and choose 12, you would need to do that here. Or if you would like to make it smaller and choose 10, you could do that there as well. Here are some of the general formatting options. You have your B for bold, italics, underline. Here you can change the text color itself by choosing any of these colors, or you can also highlight by choosing highlight and then any of the colors to highlight in the background. In this box we have insert link, which we'll be doing in just one moment. This bubble right here is an insert comment bubble, which is a great tool if you are doing peer editing or if you are grading papers online with Google Docs. Here is our alignment. Left align is the default. We have center, right align, and justify. This part is very confusing for both teachers and students because it doesn't scream out line spacing. But just know that the arrows up and down with lines is where you choose your line spacing. It'll automatically default to 1.15, but you can also choose whatever you want. I'm going to choose double space since that's primarily what we ask our students to use. Here is where you can insert numbered lists. If you click on the arrow next to the numbers, you have options as to what you would like your number list to look like. Also, this is a bulleted list. Again, if you click on the arrow next to the bullets, you can choose which bullets you would like. Here are the arrows for decreasing and increasing an indent. Finally, if you look right here, it says editing mode. The editing mode is the creation mode, so you can make any edits, you can do anything you want on this document. There are other modes that you can look at as well. Suggesting is typically used if you are looking at another person's paper and you want to make some suggestions on how they would fix it. It doesn't alter their document, it simply puts in your suggestions and then they can decide whether to accept them or reject them. You can also go into viewing mode, which gives you no editing rights whatsoever. The only thing you can do is read and print the document. So those are just some of the basic features on the toolbar. Let's go ahead and add some things in so that we can create some comments and some more advanced things on Google Docs. So here, if I were to ask a student to type a paper, let's say I want them to type their name, period, date, etc. on the right hand side. I can choose right align. They can type their name, the date, the period, and the teacher. Now I want them to actually put the title. So I could do the center align for title. And now I'm going to go back to the left alignment because they're going to start typing their paper. So here what I can do is I can actually make a template to give them so they understand how to write something the way I would like them to write with the formatting that I would like them to use. Using a template is a great tool to make sure that students are going to follow the guidelines of what you want to give them. So maybe I would like them to type a summary for me. So I'm actually going to press the Tab button to make an indent, and then I'm going to write what I want them to do. Now, a great feature that helps students out is right here in Tools. In Tools, they have the spelling feature where they can check their spelling. If everything is spelled correctly, you'll see in the corner that it says no spelling suggestions. Also, they have the research tool. The research tool is great because when you click on research, there's a little research bar that will come up on the right-hand side of the screen. They are actually doing a Google search within the screen to help them find the information that they need. Now, if they want to look, for instance, the entire internet, they can just leave it on the Google icon. But they can also look up individual things like images, quotes, definitions, or tables. So for example, right now I have it on sentences, and if I wanted to use one of these references in my paper, I could actually click on it. It'll open up in a different window, and if I wanted to use any of this information, I could actually cite it and press the Cite button to cite this within my paper. So for example, if I wrote something in the sentence here from this website, I would put my cursor at the end, I could hit the citation button, and now you can see there's a number 1 that appears at the end of that sentence. That number 1 matches with a footnote that's at the bottom here that cites the source where I got the information from. This is a great tool, like I said, for students to help them cite their sources correctly. Another great feature is with the pictures. Here I have images. If I wanted to use any of these images, what I can do is I can actually click on the one I want to use, and I can drag and drop it into my paper. Now you'll notice here that a number 2 appeared. That number 2, again, is a citation. So now it's cited where my picture is coming from. Okay, let's go ahead and use some of the features that I described previously. I'm going to go ahead and close this research bar to make my screen a little bit wider. There's a few things that I want to talk about right up here. First is insert link. What's great about insert link is you can actually highlight any word or group of words or sentence, and you can hit insert link to insert a web link. So for example, if I want them to understand what the definition of a summary is, I could click on this website here, hit apply, and now when they actually click onto the word summary, you'll see a web link appears. If they click on the web link, it will open up again in its own screen. This is a great tool if students are asked to do research and you already have links that you would like them to use. You can actually insert that link into a document and they can use that document to access all the information that you'd like to give them. Also, I'd like to talk to you about the insert comment feature. So if you're reading something and you would like to comment on what they wrote, you can highlight what you would like to comment on and then hit the insert comment bubble, or you can also go from here, insert comment, or you can also go from the top of the screen where it says comments here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the insert comment bubble right here. And now I can let the student know what I think about that sentence. When I'm done, I simply hit comment, and now the student can see where my comment's at. If I'm clicking where it's highlighted, it'll actually move it over closer to where I commented so they can see exactly what sentence I'm talking about. Like I said before, we are in editing mode, which is creation mode. Sometimes when you share documents with people, you might not want them to be able to edit it, but you might want them to suggest things. In the suggestion mode, you can see that now this turns green. Anything that I type onto this document will go onto the document, but it will not alter what's originally there. So if I wanted to add in a sentence, you can see that that sentence has a box around it with green lines. Here it says add in a sentence. The person that I'm suggesting this to can accept the suggestion or reject the suggestion. If they accept it, it will become part of the document. But if they reject it, it will simply disappear. So that's another great tool that you can use when you are trying to grade papers and also share documents with others. The last thing that we're going to go over right now is how you can share this document. So if you see up in the right hand corner, you have this share button. When you create a document, it automatically makes it private so that the only person that can view the document is you. When you click on the share button, there's two different areas that you can actually edit and show people. So for example, this Get Shareable link will generically get you a link, a web link that you can use for people to view your document. So if you click on it, it will default to people at Grossmont Union High School District with the link can view it. You can change it so that they can comment on it or edit it, but it will automatically default to view it. You can also change it to make it more specific or have more options where you can make it people within the district, anyone with a link, or public on the web. If you want to share it with individual people, you can just type their names in here. Once you type in their name, you can set what kind of access you want them. Can edit means that they have the exact same editing rights as you do and can make alterations to the document. Can comment is the suggestion screen that we showed earlier, where they can make suggestions that will be highlighted in those green boxes, and you can decide to accept or reject those suggestions. And then finally, can view means they can only read or print the document. You can also add a note to let them know what you would like them to do, and then hit the send button. That will send an email to their inbox that lets them know that that document has been shared with them, and they can actually click on a link within their email to view that document. There are many other features available in Google Docs, but these are just some of the basics that will help you get started using it on your own and with your class.